Does everyone have it? Sorry, does anyone have problems getting the document open? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students here.
Is week 3.
Week 4. Are we on week 4, everyone? All right, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's look at homework corrections on week 4. I want to start with Tira and Curly, but Curly vanished again. So Tira, let's just look quickly at this. You said that there were 20 things, if I remember correctly, 20 favorite things for the singer, but there are actually 14. Are you seeing, Tira? No? You look confused. Okay. So tell me where you are on the document.
On week 3 documents.
Okay, scroll all the way down and you'll see week 4. Yes, good, got it. Okay, very good. So yes, you said there were 20 things, but there were 14 different things. So I just separated there for you. And you can look that over on your own time, okay? I just wanted to point that out today for you to see. And Curly isn't here right now, but you'll just tell her about this too, okay? Because she had the same homework. Good. So Julia wanted to know what the word swirling means. And I thought this is such a pretty word, so why don't I tell everyone about this word. So swirling is basically any movement that looks like a circle. So we have two pictures here. I hope everyone's seeing the pictures. We have this black and white photo, so that's swirling. And we have a hurricane here, a storm, that's swirling. So if you've ever worn like a dress with a big skirt and you go and you turn around and around and around, that movement is swirling. And you see the dress kind of flowing like that, that's swirling. So that is a word that you can use when you're describing things or anything that's swirling. So that word came from the Let It Go song from Frozen, where she talked about a swirling storm. So that means it's like this picture here. It's a storm that looks like that. Everything's moving in a circle. Yeah. And let me just hear quickly. Julia and Jerry, you said that Elsa sounded sad, that you thought she would have been sad. So, Jerry first, why do you think Elsa was sad in that song? Jerry? Jerry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Can you tell me why do you think Elsa was so sad in that song?
Because I can hear her voice that.
Oh, okay, it was her voice, okay. And what about you, Julia? Why do you think that Elsa was so sad in that song?
I hear her voice is that too.
Oh, okay. So both of you thought that it was her voice that sounded sad. Okay. I thought I thought she sounded happy. Her voice was sad, yes, but imagine that you have ice powers and you never used your ice powers before. And then you go somewhere and you use your ice powers and you build one of you said you wanted to build an ice park and you build your ice park and you're having fun. Wouldn't you be happy? Yes or no? Exactly. So her voice was sad and the song sounded sad, but I think that she was really happy. Yeah? Okay. So let's So that's it for the homework. And let me share my screen and we will get started on the lesson today. Yeah. Present. Okay. All right. So hello again. We talked about the homework. So this is what we're doing today. So who is his Curly still? Yes, Curly. Can you read this aloud for me, please? What are we doing today?
Yes. What happened? What happened yesterday, last week, last month? What was happening then?
Right. So today we're talking about what happened. These are some questions that we're answering. What happened? What happened yesterday? What happened last week? What happened last month? And what was happening then? So last week we talked about now. Remember we said, what are you doing now? Oh, I am writing. I'm listening. I am teaching. I am studying. So that was last week. This week, what we're doing now is talking about the past. Not what you're doing now, but what did you do? What happened? What was happening then? Yes? So that was, yes, last week was now, but this week we're studying past. What happened before in the past? So can anyone tell me how these questions are different? What did you do yesterday? And what were you doing yesterday? Would anyone like to volunteer?
So what did you do yesterday? Mean uh, you do something, but you don't tell about the time. About what were you doing yesterday? You will tell us more about the time. For example, you were studying English at 8 p.m. yesterday.
Hmm. Almost there. Almost. So that is actually what were you doing yesterday. So you got half of it right. So basically, what did you do yesterday? This is how you will answer, what did you do yesterday? Yesterday, I played with my friends. But what were you doing yesterday? Yesterday, when I was playing with my friend, I was playing with my friends when the rain started falling. So these are basically the same because it's asking, well, yesterday, what happened yesterday? But they're a little different. So the first one, what did you do yesterday? Yesterday I played with my friends. So you see, you have the word play and then you have ed. I played with my friends yesterday. But this one has playing. So yesterday I was playing with my friends when the rain started falling. So if you remember last class, we said I am playing, but now we're saying I was playing. So how are they different? When you say I was playing, it's like you were doing one thing and then something else happened. So let's look at it in a different way. This is all in the past, right? This is all in the past. This is not now, this is in the past. So yesterday, I played with my friends. Full stop. That's it. That's the end of it. I played with my friends and nothing else happened. I studied my work. I studied for my exam. That's it. Nothing else happened. But the second one now, yesterday when I was playing with my friends when the rain started falling. So you were doing one thing and something else happened. Yesterday, I was playing with my friends when the rain started falling. Do you think we understand what's going on here? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you. Right. So, yesterday, I was playing with my brother when my dad called me. But you can also say, yesterday, I played with my brother, and that's it. Okay. So hold on. So it's Belle, what did you do yesterday? What
I
happened yesterday? Sorry.
I watched TV with my family.
Good. So you watched TV with your family. Can you give me, can you tell me about something else? So remember we talked about one thing and two things? Put them together. So can you create a sentence like that?
Yes, I was playing with my friends when I
When you fell on the floor, something like that. So yes, ouch. That's good. That's a very good example. A very good attempt. Okay. So now let's just take a quick, not this yet, sorry. I'm going to share another screen with you and I want you to try writing it on your own. Now I'm going to stop sharing this and I want you all to go to the Google Docs again and look for exercise 1. On week 4, exercise 1. Yes, so Tira is there already. And you'll see your name on the table, just like we did last week with exercises. And I want you all to just fill in the blanks. If you need help, let me know. Okay, we have Julia, Jerry, and Tira who are writing. Curly, can you see the table?
Yes, I can see the table.
Good. And Belle is writing and Jenny. Okay, good. Remember, you only use ing when there are two things in the sentence, one thing and another thing. If there are not two things in the sentence, you just use ed or the other past tense. The words that I'm sure you all know already. Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Good job, Tira. Now, first one, Tira, number 1 is wrong. See clearly. First one, good. Mm-hmm. See, we'll play for children cry lolly shooting. Very good, Jenny. Good job. See who else is finished. Jerry, my papa. Okay, Jerry, look, you missed one word. Was. I'm gonna take that off. Jerry, can you just fix that number 1, please? That's the way that I wrote it just now. So again, we use the ing. I was playing, I was writing, she was singing, she was sleeping, only when there are two actions in the sentence. Okay? I was doing something when something else happened. If there is not those two things, no, then we just use the regular past tense. I ate, I slept, I bought, I drew. Okay, Julia, number 1 is good. That was good. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm looking at Tira's. I ate dinner at 8 p.m. Good. Relative, I was studying. Good. Okay. All right, Tira, I'm finished with that, so that's correct. Clearly, I was eating. Mm-hmm. We were not playing badminton, clearly. Okay. That's correct too. You just use your negative, but that's correct. You can leave it at we were not playing badminton. Good job on changing up the sentence, Curly. Last one, she feels exams. Good. Belle, I bought good. Good job, Belle. I was dreaming about good. He talked to his friend last night. Good. Very good job, Belle. Jenny. Yes, good job, Jenny. Jerry. My mother was listening to music when she was driving. 7 a.m. I was showering. Jerry number 2. It's not was showering. It's the other one because there are not two things. There's just one thing. Missing one letter here. I'll put it. Okay, you go ahead and do it. Look at the original word, shower. So it would be R. E. Yeah. And Jerry, the word, good job. But it's a different form of the word. So eat. So let me show you really quickly on Jerry's table. I eat. I eat. Yeah. I ate or I was eating. That's just something that you have to. All right. So let's see, Julia. I was remember the phone, and I studied. STUD. IED. All right. So good. So you just have to practice this a little bit more, and you'll get it. But good job for a first try, everybody. All right. So I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to read a paragraph. 1 minute. Let me get it. One minute, I can't find it. Just give me 1 minute. It's not opening. Okay, tell me if you all can see this. Can you see my speech? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So let me make it bigger for you. And so this is called my speech. And it's just a little paragraph where we use the same actions that we used before. So it has the past tense, but there's also the two forms of the past tense that we talk about. So one by one, can you read this? Starting with Philly. Can you start with the first Philly and Philly read up to the? I'll tell you when to stop, so you can start reading.
Yes, I gave a speech in front of my class. I was very nervous and I was sweating a lot. Everyone was bored. Even my teacher was bored. She was yawning and watching the football match out the window. Some people were sleeping on their decks. One guy was even snoring.
Right, stop. Good, thank you. Jenny. No, I can't hear Jenny's audio very well, so let's ask Jerry to read from. Just continue, please, reading.
Other people were doing their homework. I was holding my nose in front of me and my hands were shaking. I was talking really fast. Afterwards, Everyone said it was very
Screenshot
good.
na lang niya.
My
Tapos,
teacher gave me a good mark,
ayan.
but she told me to speak more slowly next time.
Good. So thank you very much, both of
Huh?
you. So we are now going to see if we can find some of the same structures that we saw before. So I will go first and give you an example. I gave a speech. So I gave. I was very nervous. I was sweating. Okay. So Tira, can you see where else you can find some of those same types of words?
Nick,
We're looking for the same past tense that we saw before. So, like I said, I gave a speech. I was very nervous. I was sweating a lot. So, can you see any more where he talks about the past? Like he was sweating, was nervous. Can you see any more?
well, everyone was bored.
Mm-hmm.
Even my
Okay.
teacher was bored.
Mm-hmm.
Ano yun? Bata
He
ba
was
yun?
yawning
Mm-hmm.
Yan.
and watching the football match.
Di ba?
Some people were sleeping. One guy was even snoring.
Mm-hmm.
Other people were doing their homework. I was holding my nose. My hands were shaking. I was
Mm-hmm.
talking really fast. Everyone said it was very good. My,
Sinabi niya na lahat. Hindi, dito siya.
Yeah. So she gave, my teacher gave me. Yes, so that was it. Okay, good. So is there anything here that you all don't understand? Any words here that you don't understand?
Huling teacher to, kwan, sa assignment
No?
nila
Okay.
pinapasabi niya
I'm
kung
gonna
ano
stop
hindi
sharing
naiintindihan. Tapos
now.
kanina set na klase in-explain niya.
Um,
Gano'n, hindi yung papasa lang.
okay,
Sana all
good.
na
So
teacher.
now let us go to the Google Docs again and we scroll down to exercise 2. Are we all seeing exercise 2? Good. So just like we read in the paragraph where a boy was talking about school, he was talking about giving a speech in front of his class in school. And if you have read stories before, you will see that a lot of stories sound like that. They use the past tense to talk about things. I don't know how many of you know Harry Potter, but Harry was a wizard. Harry went to Hogwarts. Harry was studying for his exams when Voldemort appeared. So it's all in the past tense, right? That's what they use to write stories. So now I want you all to write about your own stories. Tell me, or write it, something that happened to you in the past. So think about yesterday. What happened yesterday? What were you doing yesterday? So you can, just like we did last week, you all can pretend, but it might be easy for you to write about things that actually happened. So you have a word bank below there. If you get any trouble, you can use some of these words and just remember what we talked about. We have one thing and then we have two things that come together in one sentence. Okay, so why don't you can go ahead and begin and I will help you out along the way. And if you have problems, just look for the word bank. Yeah, so go ahead.
Pagkalitan siya. Galitan siya.
Don't only write one sentence, you can write more. Right? As much as you can. Yeah, Jerry, you're going good. You can talk about last week as well. Tell me everything that happened and everything that was happening.
Cute. Nangyari na. Nangyari.
Let me help you out, Jerry. Can you spell it? All right. So all right, Jerry. It's woo. Birds were singing.
Ang haba ng ginawa nila. Explain nila ng ginawa nila kahapon. Ang galing nila mag-English at that was my day. Sa last.
It's the morning that happened.
Kasi nahirapan yung isang bata.
Make good use of both forms, Tira. Curly is finished as well. Curly, let's see. made some cookies, my sister. So, Curly, this is something that I noticed. Curly, can you hear me? By the way?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So, this is something that I noticed in the other things that you've written for homework. When I made some cookies, my sister, she was. So you already said my sister, so you don't need to say she.
Ooh, very
Okay,
good
so
ka
we
naman
can
kay
take,
Kira.
so go ahead and take off,
Very
remove
good kasi
she.
nagbibigay siya ng kwan din. Up.
Good. So when I made some cookies, my sister was talking. So instead of when, you can say while. That is a better word to use in this. So while I made some cookies, my sister was talking to my grandma, with my grandma, and my cousins. And in writing, we say grandma, but I think if you're writing something, you should probably use the full word. So not grandma, but if you're saying my, you should say grand. What's the full word, Curly?
Pwede din. Stricto siya masyado.
Grandmother.
Pag nagsusulat daw siya, huwag grandma, not grandmother daw.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ganun yung bata.
Good.
Thank
Okay,
you,
let's look
teacher.
at Belle's
Wait mo lang.
paragraph. So we were. So Belle, it's I was, you were, he was, they were. So when you have plenty, when you have more than one person, it's were, they were. Yes, so let's. Oh, you're still writing. Oh gosh, sorry. But yeah, just fix that really quickly. We were.
You're still, you're still writing.
So we were
Oh my
telling
gosh,
jokes
sorry.
and the party started. Good.
My gosh,
We can
pala.
continue. Let's see, Jenny. Okay, Jenny's still writing as well. I think Jerry is finished. I went to the park. It was very beautiful. Jerry, you really like to use a lot of colorful descriptions, don't you? I read that in some of your things before. A lot of descriptions. The trees were green. So not was, but the trees were green. And were talking. Can you fix this was to were here? This here. This needs to be were. Yeah. Good. And so this sentence says the trees were green. Me and my friends were talking jokes. You can say we don't say talking jokes. We can say
Telling.
sharing jokes.
Sharing.
We don't
Sorry.
talk jokes. We share jokes. So you can fix that, change that talking, this talking here to sharing. Sharing jokes, right? Okay. Good. So the sentence is now the trees were green. Me and my friends were sharing jokes and playing games. So you don't need was here. We just say sharing jokes and playing games. It's a wonderful day. Sharing jokes and playing games. All right. So everyone, just stop what you're doing and let me show you something really quickly. So let's go down to the word bank. Let's look above the word bank and I will type. So we don't say me and you. We don't say me and my friends. We me, that is you. If we're talking about you and someone else, you always comes last. So what we say is my friends and I.
Hindi daw me
Yeah.
and you, me and my friends dapat.
So
My
whatever which we're
friends and
saying,
I.
I has to come last.
Kaya ko lang alam yun.
So or me. So my brother
Para ako tuloy yung chinuchuto.
and I. It's like we're being nice. So we don't put ourselves first. We put ourselves last to the end of that. Yeah. Let me put a little X here so you know not to use it. So Jerry, it's not I and my friends, it's your friends come first and then you come after. All right, Julia. Remember, this is not now, this is before. So we don't say my brother wants. We say my brother wants what? It happened before, so it would be past tense. So it would be what? This here, Julia. This word here. Wanted. And let's see. Julia, can you hear me? Julia.
Yes.
Yes, good. Okay,
Medyo
so it's not my
impatient yun.
brother wants, it's my brother wanted. Right? Because it's in the past. Because he wanted the car and you bought the car. So and you can say a toy car. My brother wanted a toy car, so we went to the toy shop. Yeah? Not a real car, but a toy car. And let's see, Julia, what else could have happened? Did it rain yesterday? In your story, did it rain? What was the weather like yesterday, Julia? We went to the supermarket.
It's hot.
It's hot. Okay, so let's see. How can we write that? Yesterday, I went to the supermarket. So while we walked outside, while we were walking outside, so walking outside, can you finish this for me? Tell me about the weather. While we were walking outside, the sun, what? All right, so you can finish that and let me look at the others. All right, Jenny, remember the me and my friends? So it's not me and my friends, it's my friends and
Ay. Wala kikinig.
no, remember the example we used before, not me, but I. My friends and I. Good. So my friends and I were playing football. Yesterday, I went to the library. So this sentence here, Jenny. So I was preparing for the exam when something has to happen. So I was preparing for the exam When what? When the bell rang, or when the rain started falling, or when the rain stopped falling. Because remember, we said it has to have two things in that sentence. So you were doing something when something else happened. You were doing one thing while something else was happening. So finish, just put something else in that sentence there. So after I was preparing for the exam, when, what happened? Think about that. All right, Belle, when did you watch a horror movie or did you watch many horror movies? Ah, so you watched horror movies and you sang happy songs. Oh my goodness. Wow, you must really like horror movies. One of my friends drew a picture of that day. Good. It's very good that you cleaned up the house after Belle. Right. Jerry. Last week I went to the park. It was very beautiful. Birds were singing. Jerry, can you add something to the sentence? The birds were singing while what? Add something else to that sentence. So while the birds were singing, what was happening?
Tuk ka na?
The sun was.
Tuk ka na?
The sun, let's change rises, Julia. Let's change that word to shining. Because if the sun is rising, that means it was very early in the morning. And I don't think that you went to the supermarket so early in the morning when it was still dark. So while you were walking outside, the sun was shining. So can you close your eyes and imagine that? You're walking outside, you're out with your family, you're out with your brother, and you're walking, and the sun above you is shining, and it's hot. Yeah, can we see that? Can we see that in audience?
Yes.
Yes, good. So see, that's how we can write plenty. We close our eyes and we imagine the things that happened before. We imagine the birds singing like Jerry wrote. We imagine the sun shining. We imagine all of those things. Yes, the breeze, the sun, the rain, the insects, the noise that the insects make. So all of those things we describe. Yeah. All right, let me just look at Jenny's. Yesterday I went to the library to find materials at breakfast and my brother was playing. Then my friends and I were playing football. That night we went. You over here, because there's only Jenny, because there's only one thing in the sentence, one action, we wouldn't say playing football. We would say played. My friends and I played football. That night, we went to my best friend's party and I met many new friends. All right. So, all of you, good job on telling me about things that happened yesterday and last week. And I hope you review this again because we know that when we study more, we remember things better. And I have everything. Where is it? Okay, yeah. So, let's read this really quickly. I'm just gonna choose two. Just want to hear you all read it out loud. So, Belle, can you read yours aloud for me, please?
Can you repeat again?
Can you read your paragraph aloud for me, please? So everyone can hear it. So read from yesterday. Read your paragraph, Belle.
Yesterday was a beautiful day. My friends and I had a birthday party. We were telling jokes when the party started. After that, we after that we watched horror movies and sang happy songs. One of my friends drew a picture of that day. We all loved it. At the end of the party, we cleaned the house and said goodbye.
Good. Very good. Thank you very much. So that was a good job. Everyone else did a good job too. And again, thank you for writing so well and sharing your day and your week with me. So that is it for today. And now we are just going to look quickly at your homework, the homework that you have for next, for Monday. So let me share my screen again. All right, homework time. So again, I'm putting you all into little, not really groups, but some of you have different homework. So again, Tira and Curly have the same homework. So you have a, I want to
Ano to?
challenge you
Tapusin
this
na
time.
homework.
I apologize,
Parehas din
but I
lang sa
want you
inyo.
all to write plenty for me this time. So I think you all are pretty good at just writing a lot of things. And I just want you to do the same thing this time. So we said that when we write in the past tense, we're writing a story. We're basically writing a story. And that is how a lot of people write their stories. And when you open books, a lot of it is written in the past tense. So this class, you wrote about yourselves and the things that happened in your past. But this time, I want you to invent a story. Just invent it, make it wild and crazy, or however it is you want it to be. But make sure it's in the past tense. And make sure that you use the two forms of the past tense, where just like you did today in your story. So it um, so we have a page, and I want it, whatever it is you're writing, I want it to fill up a page. You can write more if you want, but just write enough at least to stop here. Okay? And don't worry about writing it perfectly. Just use the two forms of the past tense that we learned today and write about anything you want to write. And if you need some help, just try reading some of your favorite stories or even watching some of your favorite movies and just to get some inspiration. But I just want you to take your time and think about a situation that you want to write about. Okay? Do we understand, Tira and Curly?
Yes, I got it.
Yes.
Okay, good. Who's next? Belle and Jenny. So I have two pieces of homework for you. One, first homework that you have, Belle and Jenny, I want you to check the homework folder on the Google Drive, and you will see week 4, where the stories homework, and look for your names. So you'll look for Belle and Jenny's resources. And this is what it will look like. Where is it? No, you can't see this. Okay, I'll show you afterwards. But anyway, basically that's what you have to do for the first homework. You will see everything that you have to do on that Google folder, and you have to just on paper and pencil, I want you to write down everything and take a picture and send it to me. And excuse me, you will see some words that you may not understand. That's okay. I want you to research. So you go on a dictionary, you Google it, or you open a dictionary and look for the meaning of the words. And I want you to write them down as well. Okay. And the second one is what you did today. So the first one is on the Google Drive, and the second homework you have, Belle and Jenny, is to write a paragraph about a situation that happened to you in the past. So exactly what we did today, I want you to write again. Basically, just write it again. And in the first homework, you learn some new words. I want you to use those same words in the second homework. Okay? in the past tense. And how much you have to write? No less than 15 lines. That means you write 15 lines and more if you want. So 15, and then you can write some more, or you can stop at 15. And make sure and write it with pencil and paper and take a picture and send it in. Okay? Do we understand, Belle and Jenny? Or do we have questions? Belle, Jenny, do you understand?
Hindi taga-gathered na. Grabe yung boss.
Jenny, are you there? Jenny? Belle?
Yes.
Yes. Do you understand the homework? Yes or no? Do you understand, Belle?
Yes.
Okay. So, Julia and Jerry. So, you have some homework with
Ito na naman yung
adjectives.
bata pala
So,
sa likod.
adjectives are descriptive words. So, you, both of you, like to use a lot of words like to talk about the trees and you like to talk about the sun and all the birds that fly. So, we use some adjectives to talk about those things like pretty, tall, beautiful. So these are describing words. So you would describe the birds as beautiful. You would describe the sun as hot or hot. So I also want you to look on the Google Drive for the folder, and you'll see your name just like Belle and Jenny's homework. And I want you to write down, follow all the instructions on the paper, on what you find, write them down, take a picture and send it in. Okay, and you will also learn some new words. I want you to remember those words and use them for your second homework, which is to just write about a situation that happened to you in the past. So you have a similar homework to Belle and Jenny. Okay? So exactly what we did today, you're writing that for homework, but you're using new words that you find. And I want you to write plenty. Write as much as you can, take a picture and upload it. Okay, so if we do not understand anything, what do? If we don't understand anything, we ask our friends. If you don't understand what you have to do for homework, ask your friends for help, or you can ask Miss Candy. Okay? Good. So let me hear one more time. Julia, if you don't understand the homework, what are you going to do?
I will ask my friends.
You'll ask your friends. Good. Or you'll ask Miss Candy. Okay, so that is it for today. Do we have any questions or are we good? Okay, we have no questions today. So thank you for your attention today. And I hope you enjoy your homework and take your time. And please let me show you one more time. We are finishing this homework Monday evening, okay? Else I will be very sad and I will cry if you don't finish your homework by Monday evening, okay? So I need time to read everything. Okay, so I will see you all next week. Enjoy. Bye.
Bye. Goodbye, teacher. See you next time.
See you next time. All right, Tira.